On the night of February 9th, 2004, a 21-year-old woman crashed her car on a remote mountain road in New Hampshire. A school bus driver stopped, asked if she needed help. She said no. He called police anyway. When they arrived, 9 minutes later, she was gone. No footprints in the snow leading anywhere meaningful. No phone signal. No witnesses. No body. Ever. Her name was Maura Murray, and in over 20 years, nobody has been able to explain what happened in those 9 minutes. To understand what happened that night, you first have to understand who Maura Murray was. On the surface, she was everything: smart, disciplined, driven. She transferred to the University of Massachusetts Amherst. She was studying nursing. She had a boyfriend, a family that loved her, a future. But underneath that surface, something had been fracturing for months. In the weeks before she disappeared, Maura had been involved in a minor car accident. Her father's car. She hadn't told him. She had received a mysterious phone call the night before she vanished. A call that lasted over an hour. The number was never publicly identified. The morning she disappeared, she emailed her professors, told them there had been a death in the family. She would be missing class for the week. There was no death in the family. She then withdrew $280 in cash from an ATM, packed a bag, researched vacation rental cabins in the exact area where her car would later be found, and drove north, alone, into the mountains, on a winter night, without telling a single person where she was going. At approximately 7:27 p.m., Maura Murray's Saturn sedan left the road on Route 112, also known as the Wild Ammonoosuc Road, a desolate stretch of highway cutting through the White Mountains. The car struck a snowbank. The front end was visibly damaged. The airbags had deployed. A local school bus driver named Butch Atwood was passing. He pulled over. He saw a young woman standing near the vehicle. She appeared, in his words, dazed but okay. He offered to call police. She told him not to. She said she had already called AAA. She had not called AAA. In fact, her cell phone showed no outgoing calls made after the crash. Butch Atwood drove home, which was only 100 yards away. He called police himself. When Sergeant John Monahan arrived 9 minutes later, the car was still there. Hazard lights still blinking. A cloth was stuffed in the gas tank, a signal for help used before cell phones. Wine was spilled inside the vehicle, but Maura Murray was gone in 9 minutes, in the snow, on a road surrounded by dark forest. She had simply ceased to exist.